You won't believe what Jaguar Wright just exposed. After weeks of silence, she's finally dropped receipts, and this time, the target is none other than Charlie Kirk's widow. The secrets coming out right now are shaking social media to its core. Jaguar claims she's been holding this information back for months, waiting for the right moment to reveal it. And now that she's gone public, fans are saying this might be her most shocking revelation yet. From mysterious donations to late-night calls, and even private messages that were never meant to see the light of day, Jaguar just flipped the script on what really happened behind closed doors. But here's the wild part. It's not just gossip anymore. The screenshots, audio clips, and timelines she's shown line up perfectly with a trail that points to something much bigger. Something that could expose how deep the deception really went. And the internet, it's losing it. People are divided. Some say Jaguar's gone too far, while others believe she's finally telling the truth. Nobody else would dare to speak. So what was Charlie Kirk's widow really hiding? Why did Jaguar wait until now to reveal everything? And how did she get her hands on this evidence in the first place? Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll see exactly why Jaguar Wright's new receipts have everyone talking, and why this story could change everything we thought we knew. The music industry and political worlds are about to collide in a way nobody saw coming. Jaguar Wright, the outspoken soul singer known for never holding back, just dropped a bombshell that has fans and critics alike gasping for air. Receipts, screenshots, and audio clips that allegedly reveal some jaw-dropping secrets about none other than Charlie Kirk's widow. Yes, you heard that right. The woman who's been quietly linked to conservative politics and big money power. Plays is suddenly thrust into the spotlight for reasons no one expected. This isn't just your everyday tea spill. Jaguar Wright has been teasing these receipts for weeks, stirring up controversy with cryptic posts and veiled hints. Fans have been speculating wildly. Is this about personal drama, political scandal, or something even deeper? Now, the truth is slowly unraveling, and emotions are running sky high. The internet is divided, with some rallying behind Jaguar's bravery, and others accusing her of stirring unnecessary trouble. The whole situation got started when Jaguar posted a series of screenshots from private messages that appear to show Charlie Kirk's widow involved in some seriously questionable conversations. In one, the widow allegedly admits to manipulating public opinion behind the scenes, while another hints at a cover-up involving high-profile figures in both politics and entertainment. The receipts even suggest possible ties to hush money and hush-hush meetings were the real deals. Go down people close to Jaguar say she's been sitting on this information for months, gathering proof and making sure it was airtight before dropping it on the world. She's not just spilling tea. She's exposing a web of lies that affects everyone, a source told us. Jaguar's passion for justice is clear, but the stakes are higher than ever because these revelations could upend powerful networks and reputations. Meanwhile, the widow in question has remained tight-lipped, but insiders hint that she's not taking these allegations lightly. There are whispers of legal action brewing and attempts to silence Jaguar before more damage is done. This battle isn't just about words anymore. It's a fight for truth, power, and control. And the players are ready to go all out. Fans on social media are split. Some applaud Jaguar for her courage, flooding her posts with messages like, "Thank you for speaking truth, and we need more people like you." Others are skeptical, accusing her of trying to ride a wave of drama for attention or settle personal scores. The debate is fierce, with hashtags trending and multiple sides presenting their own versions of the story. The timing couldn't be more explosive. As this all unfolds, just as Charlie Kirk's legacy and influence continue to grow. If these receipts hold up, it could tarnish not only the widow's reputation, but also ripple through the conservative circles Charlie Kirk helped build. Political analysts are already weighing in. Predicting this scandal could shift the landscape ahead of major elections. But what exactly do these receipts say? Jaguar's leaks include private conversations that reveal manipulation tactics, attempts to discredit political opponents, and even plans to influence media narratives through backdoor deals. One message allegedly from the widow states, "We control the story, no matter what it takes," sending shockwaves through anyone who's ever trusted the public image presented. In a dramatic twist, some of the leaked audio clips feature conversations where the widow talks about using personal relationships and charm to sway influential figures in entertainment and politics. It's a side of her the public never knew: strategic, calculating, and unafraid to play dirty to get what she wants. This revelation has sparked intense debates about the intersection of power, gender, and influence in today's world. As this story unfolds, Jaguar Wright's reputation as a fearless truth-teller only grows. But with great power comes great risk. Sources say Jaguar has been receiving threats and warnings to back off, but her resolve remains unshaken. She's determined to make sure people know what's really going on, one insider said. This is bigger than just one person. It's about exposing systems that have been hidden for too long. The widow's allies aren't standing idly by either. Behind the scenes, damage control teams are scrambling to contain the fallout. There are reports of crisis PR specialists being hired, and some friends of the widow are urging her to go public with her side of the story before Jaguar's narrative becomes the only one people hear. The entertainment world is watching closely, as whispers circulate that this scandal could pull in other high-profile celebrities who may have unwittingly been caught up in the widow's web. Rumors suggest that some industry insiders are preparing statements and considering how to navigate the fallout without being dragged into the controversy. For Jaguar, this moment is more than just a viral news story. It's a fight for accountability and transparency in a world where secrets and power often go hand in hand. Her courage to speak out challenges us all to question what we think we know and to look deeper at the forces shaping our culture and politics as the drama intensifies. One thing is clear: this story is far from over. With every receipt dropped and every secret revealed, the stakes get higher, the players more desperate, and the consequences more far-reaching. Fans, critics, and everyone caught in this whirlwind are holding their breath for the next move. And trust me, with Jaguar right at the center of it all, the next chapter promises to be even more explosive, emotional, and unpredictable. So buckle up, because this roller coaster ride is just getting started. After Jaguar Wright's initial receipt drop sent shockwaves through social media and political circles, the story exploded in ways no one expected. The widow at the center of the controversy finally broke her silence, but not in the way most predicted. Instead of a straightforward denial or a press conference, she posted a cryptic message on her personal Instagram that read, "Truth is a double-edged sword. Sometimes you have to cut through the noise to find yourself." Fans and critics alike scrambled to decode this, wondering if it was an admission, a threat, or simply a way to stay mysterious. The widow's vague post only added fuel to the fire. Conspiracy theorists speculated wildly. Was she signaling that she had more secrets to reveal? Or was this a subtle warning to Jaguar and others to tread lightly? Some even claimed the message was coded, hinting at alliances and backdoor deals that could shift the balance of power in this drama. Meanwhile, Jaguar Wright wasn't backing down. In an exclusive interview with a major online outlet, she doubled down on her accusations, revealing even more evidence that pointed to a carefully orchestrated campaign to control narratives and silence dissent. "This isn't just personal beef," Jaguar said, eyes blazing with conviction. "This is about exposing a system that uses people like pawns where money and power decide who gets to speak and who gets buried." She went on to describe how her own experiences in the entertainment industry intersected with the political intrigue, surrounding Charlie Kirk's widow. Jaguar painted a picture of a shadowy network where entertainment, politics, and big business collided, often at the expense of truth and justice. This interview sent shockwaves through her fanbase, many of whom expressed admiration for her courage and willingness to face danger. Head-on. The widow's camp responded quickly, releasing a carefully worded statement calling Jaguar's claims baseless and malicious, accusing her of fabricating stories to gain attention. The statement also hinted at legal action, warning that the widow would vigorously defend her reputation. This move only heightened tensions as the war of words escalated into a full-blown media battle. Social media erupted. Hashtags like #TeamJaguar and #WidowTruth trended as fans and critics took sides in a fierce digital war. Some praised Jaguar's boldness and saw her as a hero fighting corruption, while others defended the widow, accusing Jaguar of playing into political agendas and personal vendettas. Comment sections became battlegrounds filled with heated debates, memes, and calls for more evidence. Amidst the chaos, new leaks surfaced that seemed to validate some of Jaguar's claims. Anonymous sources provided screenshots of emails and texts, revealing attempts to manipulate media coverage and discredit journalists who dared ask tough questions about the widow. One email allegedly detailed plans to spin the narrative and control the headlines surrounding the widow's involvement in key political campaigns. These new leaks also included plans for covert meetings with powerful lobbyists and business leaders, suggesting the widow's influence extended far beyond what was publicly known. Insiders claimed these meetings were designed to secure funding and political favors, while keeping any controversies firmly under wraps. The scale of this influence stunned even the most seasoned political watchers. As more evidence piled up, the widow's allies began to fracture. Some longtime friends and political partners started distancing themselves publicly, refusing to comment on the scandal but signaling discomfort through subtle social media posts and private messages leaked online. This fragmentation added to the sense that the widow's empire was beginning to crumble. In a surprising twist, a prominent journalist who had previously been skeptical of Jaguar's story announced they had independently verified key parts of the receipts. Their investigative report corroborated the claims of media manipulation and hush money, lending credibility to Jaguar's narrative. This report shifted the public conversation, forcing many to reconsider their initial judgments. The fallout wasn't limited to politics. In the entertainment world, several celebrities who had been rumored to have ties to the widow suddenly found themselves under scrutiny. Some faced backlash for attending private events linked to the widow's network, while others issued statements distancing themselves from the controversy. This ripple effect showed how intertwined these worlds truly are, and how one scandal can reverberate across industries as the public frenzy grew. Jaguar Wright revealed she had been working with legal advisors and investigators to prepare for a possible lawsuit. Sources close to Jaguar said she was determined to fight back, not just with words, but with evidence that could hold up in court. She knows this is a dangerous game, one insider said, but she's ready to see it through. The widow's legal team responded by filing defamation notices, signaling that a protracted legal battle was on the horizon. Rumors circulated that both sides were preparing for a high-stakes courtroom showdown that could drag on for months or even years, drawing more attention and more revelations amid the mounting tension. An unexpected player entered the scene, a whistleblower from within the widow's own circle who reached out to Jaguar anonymously. This insider claimed to have first-hand knowledge of the secret meetings, hush money deals, and media manipulation schemes. Their testimonies promised to be the smoking gun that could tip the scales. Jaguar, announced she was planning a live-streamed event to reveal this whistleblower's identity and share their story with the world. Anticipation built as fans and critics awaited what many expected to be the most explosive chapter yet. The event was hyped across social media platforms, with hashtags trending and live streams preparing for millions of viewers. But as the day approached, the widow's camp launched a counteroffensive, filing emergency court motions to block the live stream, citing privacy concerns and potential defamation. This legal maneuver threw the entire plan into uncertainty, fueling speculation about what the widow was so desperate to hide. The tension between free speech, transparency, and privacy rights took center stage, sparking debates not only about this specific case, but also about the broader implications for whistleblowers and public accountability. Media outlets and activists weighed in, turning the story into a cultural flashpoint. Through it all, Jaguar Wright remained defiant. In interviews and social media posts, she emphasized her commitment to truth and justice, calling on supporters to stay vigilant and united. "This is bigger than me," she said. "It's about shining a light on the shadows that too many powerful people hide behind." The widow's silence persisted, but the cracks in her carefully constructed image grew more visible every day. Her influence waned as allies jumped ship, legal pressures mounted, and public opinion shifted. The once untouchable figure was now on the defensive, fighting not just for reputation, but for survival as this tangled web of secrets, lies, and power struggles continues to unravel. One thing is clear: the fallout from Jaguar Wright's receipts has changed the game forever. This is no longer just a story about one woman or one scandal. It's a window into the complex, often dark interplay between politics, entertainment, and influence. Fans and observers are left asking, what else is hidden beneath the surface? Who else is involved? And how far will this battle go before the truth, whatever it may be, finally comes out? And with Jaguar Wright leading the charge, you can bet this story will keep unfolding in the most shocking, unpredictable ways. As the dust settled from Jaguar Wright's blocked livestream, the internet refused to calm down. The moment the court moved to silence the whistleblower's reveal, fans flooded timelines with outrage. They weren't just angry, they were suspicious. What are they trying to hide? One user tweeted, "If the receipts are fake, why fight so hard to stop them from coming out?" Others went even further, accusing the widow's team of playing the very games Jaguar claimed she was exposing. Hashtags like #LetJaguarSpeak and #Widowgate exploded across platforms as digital detectives started digging deeper. And what they found took this story to a whole new level. A group of anonymous hackers claiming to support Jaguar dropped what they called of the widow files, a cache of encrypted files reportedly connected to offshore accounts, mysterious political donations, and one name that no one expected: a powerful media mogul whose empire controls several conservative-leaning news networks. The files allegedly showed communications between the widow and this mogul, planning damage control campaigns, influencing coverage, and more than once strategizing on how to discredit whistleblowers, all while smiling on camera. At this point, the scandal had morphed from a messy online beef into a full-scale political thriller. But Jaguar didn't stop there. Within 48 hours, she announced that she would not be silenced and instead would release the whistleblower's statement through a podcast series, bypassing the courts and major media altogether. The first episode dropped without warning at 3 a.m., and within hours, it had racked up millions of downloads. It was raw, unfiltered, and shook listeners to the core. In it, the anonymous whistleblower, whose voice was disguised but tone was steady, detailed how the widow had allegedly orchestrated smear campaigns, manipulated charities in her late husband's name, and redirected donor money toward secret projects. Some of those projects, the whistleblower claimed, had nothing to do with politics and everything to do with controlling influence in Hollywood and the music industry. They always want to keep the artists in check. The voice said, she learned early that controlling culture meant controlling the people. That's why she got involved with certain record execs. That's why she reached out to Jaguar years ago. That revelation sent shockwaves. Wait, the widow and Jaguar had a past. Fans immediately went back through old interviews trying to find clues. And sure enough, years ago, in a now viral clip from a forgotten Instagram Live, Jaguar mentioned a powerful woman in politics who once offered to help her get out of her label problems for a price. Nobody connected the dots back then. But now, it seemed all too real. When pressed on it during an impromptu Q&A on her live, Jaguar simply nodded and said, "You don't forget the face of someone who offers you freedom with a leash." Emotions ran high as fans began to see this drama not just as another celebrity feud, but as a story about control, coercion, and the cost of integrity. Jaguar had turned down the offer, and according to her, that decision led to years of blacklisting, shadow banning, and mysterious closed doors. The widow, on the other hand, was nowhere to be seen. After releasing an early legal statement, she vanished from the public eye. No appearances, no social media, no responses. That silence, though, only made things worse. Into that vacuum stepped another unexpected voice, the widow's former assistant. And she came with her own set of receipts. In a late-night interview on a smaller podcast, the assistant claimed she had been there for everything. She described being pressured to lie, forge documents, and even ghostwrite statements on behalf of the widow to manipulate public reactions. But what really rocked people was when she said this: "I left because she started talking about controlling the narrative around Jaguar. That's when I realized it wasn't about the truth, it was about winning." Jaguar responded within hours, reposting the interview clip with a caption that read, "They didn't believe me. Now they hear it from her own circle. Now they hear it from her own circle." By now, the pressure was immense. Politicians aligned with the widow began scrambling to distance themselves, issuing vague statements about trust in the legal process and support for transparency. Several withdrew from upcoming speaking engagements where she was expected to appear. Her once unshakable brand was now visibly crumbling under the weight of leaked messages and insider testimonies. At the same time, Jaguar's voice only grew louder. Major platforms that once ignored her were now requesting interviews. She turned many of them down, choosing instead to stick with grassroots media and her own live streams. "I don't need your cameras," she said. "I've got the people now." But while her fan base praised her authenticity, others warned her to be careful. Insiders revealed that behind the scenes, there were serious concerns for her safety. Jaguar reportedly received several veiled threats, not just against her, but her family. "This is bigger than beef," one source said. "She's taking on an entire machine." As if the stakes weren't high enough, another leak dropped, this time an alleged bank transaction showing hundreds of thousands of dollars transferred from a PAC connected to the widow into a now-defunct media consulting firm. And guess who was once a silent partner in that firm? A known political fixer, currently under investigation for campaign fraud. The pieces were falling into place, and the picture wasn't pretty. But the biggest twist: a former ally of the widow, a well-known conservative commentator, posted a cryptic tweet that read, "Funny how the person you protect the most becomes the reason you lose it all." Hours later, they deactivated their account and disappeared from the media. Entirely now, fans are left wondering, is this the tip of the iceberg? Or is this story about to blow wide open in a way no one expected? With each passing day, it feels like the final piece of the puzzle is approaching. And Jaguar, she's standing tall, battle-worn but unshaken. "They tried to bury me," she said on a recent stream. But I'm the seed, and now I'm growing roots in the cracks of their lies. The entire internet was on edge. After 3 weeks of non-stop revelations, live breakdowns, insider leaks, and media chaos, people were asking just one thing: what happens now? Jaguar Wright had gone from soul singer to digital freedom fighter, taking on one of the most protected figures in conservative media. And somehow, she wasn't just surviving. She was winning. But the war wasn't over. Behind the scenes, Charlie Kirk's widow wasn't just watching. She was regrouping. Sources close to her legal team confirmed she had begun assembling what they called a reputation redemption strategy: private investigators, counter-opinion think tanks, social media managers, even Hollywood lawyers who specialized in image rehab. She was preparing her counterstrike not in court, but in the court of public opinion. But there was one problem. Jaguar wasn't slowing down. Her podcast series became a cultural phenomenon, with every episode reaching top 5 in global rankings. In episode 5, Jaguar dropped what she called the closure files, final pieces of the puzzle. ALLEGEDLY, proving not only media manipulation, but deep financial misconduct tied to the late Charlie Kirk's foundation, according to documents leaked in that episode. The widow had quietly transferred over $2.30 million in foundation money to Shell, companies that claimed to be cultural outreach organizations but were in fact operated by close friends and business partners. One even turned out to be linked to a private luxury brand that catered to high-end political donors. The backlash was instant. Even her most loyal defenders began to quietly unfollow, remove old posts, and scrub their digital history. The foundation's board of directors released a public statement saying they were conducting an internal review. But insiders claimed it was full panic mode behind closed doors. Meanwhile, Jaguar Wright wasn't done talking. She went live again, unfiltered, no makeup, no PR gloss, and spoke directly to her followers. You see what happens when you don't back down? They fold, they hide. They run behind lawyers and bank accounts. But me? I'm still here. Because I'm not scared of no ghost. Especially not a political widow with blood on her paperwork. The comments lit up instantly. Queen energy. Uncancellable. Expose them all. But not everyone was cheering. Deep within Washington circles, political operatives began referring to Jaguar as a risk factor. Rumors spread that she was being surveilled. Some said her phone was tapped. Others believed she had government protection. In one now-deleted tweet, an anonymous political staffer posted, "Y'all don't get it. She's messing with dynasties. This is bigger than music." And then came the unexpected move that sent shockwaves through both camps. The widow requested a sit-down interview, not a tweet, not a statement, a full-length, televised sit-down interview with one of the nation's most respected journalists. When the promo clip aired, the widow looked drastically different. No glam, no staged lighting. Just a raw, emotional woman preparing to defend herself. "I've been painted as a villain," she said in the teaser. "But no one has asked me why. No one's heard my truth." The full interview aired 2 nights later. In it, the widow admitted 2 mistakes in judgment, but denied all malicious intent. She claimed the shell companies were experimental outreach strategies and that the leaked messages were taken out of context. She even accused Jaguar of weaponizing trauma for clicks. "Offered her help once," she said, looking directly into the camera. "She saw it as control. But control isn't what I wanted. I saw her pain and wanted to support her. She rejected that. And now she's trying to destroy me." The interview went viral, but not the way she hoped. Comments poured in criticizing her lack of accountability, her rehearsed tone, and her failure to address the whistleblower testimony. Even neutral fans said something didn't sit right. The widow had hoped to take back the narrative, but instead, she seemed out of touch. Jaguar's response: "You ever seen a liar rehearse the truth? It never sounds real." Boom. Another viral moment. As the smoke cleared, more celebrities started speaking out. A-list rappers, singers, even former political figures, many of whom had stayed silent, came forward with their own stories. Some confirmed they had been approached by the widow's team in the past. Others admitted they had been pressured to post support or remain neutral during the early stages of the scandal. Even more shocking, a leaked phone call between a known TV news anchor and one of the widow's advisors revealed plans to discredit Jaguar by digging into her family history and past mental health records. The move backfired spectacularly, with fans rallying to Jaguar's side, calling it disgusting, ableist, and textbook smear tactics. In the middle of all this chaos, Jaguar posted a quiet video from her backyard. She wasn't ranting. She wasn't screaming. She was crying. "I never wanted it to get this far," she said, voice trembling. "I just wanted the truth out there. Not for revenge, for healing, for justice. For every artist, every woman, every person they tried to silence." The rawness of that moment hit different. It reminded people that behind the screenshots, headlines, and Twitter beef, this was a real person who had risked everything to speak up. And then, silence for a full week. Nothing, no posts from Jaguar. No statements from the widow. No new leaks. The world held its breath, and then came the final twist. Court documents leaked, showing that a federal inquiry had been launched into Charlie Kirk's foundation finances. Investigators were reportedly looking into misappropriation of funds, fraudulent tax filings, and most shockingly, potential witness tampering linked to the widow's team. Game over. Within 48 hours, the widow deactivated all her social media. Her lawyer issued a single statement: "We are cooperating fully with investigators." Jaguar's response was just one sentence: "You can't silence the truth forever." And with that, the curtain fell, but not before the internet declared it the most shocking celebrity political crossover in recent memory. Think pieces dropped. Documentaries were teased. Podcasts dedicated to Jaguar's saga popped up overnight. Jaguar Wright had done what few dared to do: speak truth to power and survive it. Some called her a hero. Others called her dangerous. But no one could ignore her anymore. Phew. This was wild, right? From Jaguar Wright's shocking receipts to the silent crumble of Charlie Kirk's widow's empire, what started as a few cryptic posts turned into one of the most explosive takedowns the internet has ever seen. This wasn't just a tea spill. This was a storm. And Jaguar didn't just stir the pot, she burned the whole kitchen down with whistleblowers, political shakeups, celebrity fallout, and leaked court documents. This story had everything: power, betrayal, secrets, and receipts that might have just changed the game forever. And even though it feels like the final curtain dropped, let's be real, this story ain't over. Not by a long shot. So now we need you to weigh in. Do you think Jaguar was justified in going public with the receipts? Or did things go too far? Was the widow playing innocent? Or was she really exposed for who she is behind the camera? And what does this all mean for the future of these powerful media political alliances? Drop your comments below. Don't hold back. We read everything. Make sure you smash that like button if you were glued to this saga like the rest of us. Subscribe to the channel if you want more deep dives, exclusive drama, and stories they don't want you to hear. And don't forget to turn on that bell, because trust, when the next chapter breaks, you're going to want to be the first to know. This has been one for the books. But y'all know, in this world, the truth never stays buried for long. We'll see you in the next one. Stay woke. Stay loud. Stay watching.